So everybody has a vision for what they would do if they won the lottery.
Hello and welcome. Tai Lopez is an internet entrepreneur and marketer whose YouTube videos share his philosophy on how to be successful. His desire is to educate his audience on the importance of establishing good habits, learning from valuable resources, and most of all, reading. He calls this intersection edutainment, giving his audience just enough lifestyle footage that they feel entertained without losing the educational aspect of his message. How has Tai Lopez turned his dreams into success? By setting goals, because a goal is just basically a dream with a deadline. Here are Tai's rules for success. Number 1, know what motivates you. Find what makes you tick, use it to stop procrastinating, and really get to work on the things you want. Find the passion in something that gets you out of bed and ready to tackle the day.
So I think it was Stanford, all these Ivy League professors who were so smart, they laughed at him.
Number 2, catch trends. Get into things early before they're already in the mainstream and use it to great effect. Create new ideas and think outside the box, and link that to pre-existing ideas you can adapt for better to make yourself successful. Number 3, live in the now. Don't think too far into the future so that you miss what's going on in the present. Find things that keep you grounded in the present moment so you can focus and keep your mind at ease. Number 4, use the law of 33%. Divide your time between those you are ahead of in the field of work, those who are at the same level, and those who are ahead of you. 33% each. Find mentors within the 33% ahead of you so you can learn new tricks and perspectives, and also teach those below you to bring in new generations. Number 5, take action. Don't just talk the good talk. Work for what you want. Take the steps to make you achieve something in the long run, rather than saying you'll change the world and then fall short on your claim.
A few years ago, I made a list, like everybody that you think of as great people.
Number 6, reinforce good habits. Make sure you create patterns of success which will grow over time, rather than get stuck in a spiral of failure which you can never get out of. Number 7, learn things. We need basic building blocks of learning that prepare us for what life will put us through, and we're slowly losing this. We need to be able to look after ourselves. Number 8, study the outliers. Look at those who are ahead of their time. What are they doing to change the world? And what do they do which changes the rest of us for the better? Number 9, change your mindset. Don't believe that you're stuck in a situation because it's what you see around you. Anything is possible, and you can have whatever you want in life if you change your thinking and then go after it. Number 10, get outdoors. Enjoy the outdoor life and experiences it will bring. Ground yourself and take a moment away from everything else. Turn your dreams into goals. Take chances when they're presented to you.
I read that 85% of people don't like their career. And that all comes back to this question of what is your destiny?
Everybody wants the good life, but not everybody gets the good life, right? Imagine for a second, if right now, today, how much more successful would you be if you just started a company 50-50 with Bill Gates as your business partner, and he was using every trick of the trade that he used to build Microsoft into one of the biggest companies in the world? Imagine how much money you'd have in your bank account today, how much more money I should say, if Warren Buffett was teaching you how to invest in the stock market, showing you what he used to build Berkshire Hathaway into a $140 billion company. Imagine how much happier you'd be today if the Dalai Lama was your personal guide, showing you how to find fulfillment in life, in the little things that most people overlook. Imagine how healthy you'd be today if, when you woke up, you went down to your gym and Arnold Schwarzenegger was waiting there. He was your personal trainer, right? Showing you how he built his body into the most fit body maybe ever, right? Imagine the change you would be making in the world, the injustice you'd be solving today if Mother Teresa and you were running a charity together.
Everybody's lost, and the world's the blind leading the blind. So the ultimate adventure to me is not just like bungee jumping or something like that, or going to the Amish. It's trying to get insight and see life as a puzzle, and your goal in life is to seek the adventures that piece the puzzle together, so that at the end of your life, you like kind of get it. You kind of get it. I feel like most people don't get what life is. Like, think about it. It's like, what is life? Like, why are we driven with some basic instincts. What's the purpose, you know? Lose to organisms that can learn through other people's trial and error. Is anybody here, we got a little live audience, anybody here ever had to be hit by a car to learn to look both ways? I didn't. I kind of learned from just somebody telling me, big car, 2 tons, velocity, smash, dead. And I now always look both ways. So if your myth is that the only way you're gonna learn is just through massive mistakes and trials and error, you haven't read Richard Dawkins' book. If you believe in evolution, or even you don't, you believe in creationism or whatever, why do we have big brains?
Should you work harder? Is hard work the key? Is hustle the key? I hear a lot of different opinions. I just want to say this. I feel like I live in a world that's the exact opposite. I feel like I live in a world where millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, even billions of people are working their ass off. I remember going to India in the third world. People wake up at dawn and work till dusk picking aluminum out of trash heaps. Should they work harder to get ahead? I'm always reminded of this story that my mentor Alan Nation told me. He said, Tai, and I don't know if this is a true story, but it gets the point across. There was a plane flying over South America. It crash landed, and it was full of all these engineers, all these hard workers. And the hard workers got out, and there were some machetes, and they all grabbed a machete, and they began to hack their way through the jungle. Chop, 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 chop. Flurries of activity, boy. They were working hard, but they forgot something. Don't ever confuse flurries of activity with accomplishment. Activity doesn't always equal achievement. So they were chopping through, and luckily for them, one person got out of the plane. Instead of working hard, went and climbed up a big tree and looked out and surveyed the landscape and yelled down to the group.
Motivation is different than purpose. I'll give you an example. So if I say my purpose is to get 1 million kids in the ghetto reading books. I do a lot of stuff with reading. It's kind of one of my things. That's a purpose. So I like to think of purpose as vision. A vision is relatively pointless because I've never met a person, successful or or unsuccessful, who doesn't have a vision. Take your friend who never does anything, the laziest friend you have. If you sit down with them and you go, what would you like to accomplish in life? They'll tell you, they'll talk for it. Just ask people what they'll do if they win the lottery. What's it at now? $1.2 billion. I read that if you bought 1,800 tickets a week since the time of Christ, you still today would not have good odds that you would win. So everybody has a vision for what they would do if they won the lottery, but not everybody has the motivation to get there. So I think of a GPS in my car. I think of your purpose as the end goal that you put in your maps.